we will be studying something that you all have been hearing about since childhood. Can you guess what the topic is? It has to do with how plants produce their food. Yes, we will be discussing the process of photosynthesis. So, the question is, what is photosynthesis? And why is it so important? Remember, we studied about the independent and dependent beings in the last video. So, you know, plants being the independent ones perform photosynthesis, in which they synthesize glucose from carbon dioxide and water in the presence of this green substance called chlorophyll, which is already present in the plants, and sunlight, which is an external factor. Plants give off oxygen as a byproduct. It is basically an anabolic or a building up process, and that is why it is an important component of bioenergetics and living systems. Now, photosynthesis is the most important biochemical pathway, and nearly all life invariably depends on it. It comprises of many coordinated biochemical reactions that occur in plants, some bacteria, and some protists like algae. Now, before we proceed, let's recall our previous knowledge about photosynthesis by focusing on this illustration. We all know that plants absorb light energy from the sun with the help of chlorophyll that is present in the leaves. But apart from this, plants also need some products from outside for the process of photosynthesis. Can you guess which products we are talking about? Oh yes, carbon dioxide, which is the main raw material absorbed from the air through the pores in the leaves, whereas the water and minerals are absorbed from the soil with the help of their roots. The carbon dioxide and water undergo a chemical reaction in the presence of light to produce glucose. As you can see in this equation, glucose C6H12O6 serves as a source of energy for the plants, while the oxygen is the byproduct of the process and is released into the air. Don't you think it would be cool if we could just walk up to the store and buy energy? Like, hello there, can I have a packet of milk, 2 chocolates, and a carton of energy, please? That would be something, won't it? Well, unfortunately, we can't do that. And we can't even stand all day long under the sun to capture light energy. But we are fortunate that plants do that for us. They stand all day long in the sun, not to sunbathe, but to carry out photosynthesis. Let's define it quickly for the sake of our revision. So, photosynthesis is the process in which energy-poor inorganic oxidized compounds of carbon and hydrogen are reduced to energy-rich carbohydrate under the supervision of sunlight, which is converted into chemical energy by chlorophyll and some other photosynthetic pigments. We can understand this better with the equation that is being displayed on your screens right now. Do you notice something in the equation? Water is appearing on both sides, isn't it? That is because water is used as a reactant in most reactions and is released as a product in some others. So, since there is no net yield of water, we can simplify our equation by cancelling the water on both sides. Take a look at it now. 6 carbon dioxide molecules react with 6 molecules of water in the presence of light and photosynthetic factory, and this produces 1 molecule of glucose along with the release of 6 molecules of oxygen. Wait, there is another equation on your screen. What's this about? Here, glucose is reacting with oxygen to produce water and carbon dioxide with the release of energy. Doesn't it look like we simply reversed the previous equation? But the equation that is on your screen right now is the equation of aerobic respiration. So, we can say that they are opposite of each other. What was produced in photosynthesis is actually utilized in respiration to get the currency of our body called as ATP. In other words, you can say that photosynthesis uses the products of respiration and respiration uses the products of photosynthesis. You must be wondering now how it all started. Well, it all began a long time ago when the Big Bang happened and the plants evolved. As soon as the plants released the first molecule of oxygen in the environment, respiration happened. And now, this respiration is the fundamental process for all life forms occurring all day and all night. On the other hand, photosynthesis occurs in photosynthetic organisms only during the daytime when the sun is up. During night, photosynthesis cannot happen because it's a light-dependent reaction. As the light intensity increases, so does the rate of photosynthesis. And so, the requirement for carbon dioxide increases as the cells are more active. Now, during respiration, plants give off carbon dioxide. You must have heard all sorts of spooky stories about people feeling drowsy when they stood underneath the trees at night. And your elders must have also told you to stay away from trees at night. Well, the reason is right in front of you. There is simply too much carbon dioxide in the air at night. Now, when the light intensity is low at dawn or dusk, the rate of photosynthesis is also low, and at this point, the ratio or rate of photosynthesis and respiration may become equal for a short period of time. It is the time when the oxygen released from photosynthesis is just equal to the amount required for cellular respiration. Similarly, the carbon dioxide released by respiration just equals the quantity required by photosynthesizing cells. So, at this point, there is no net gaseous exchange between the leaves and atmosphere because both use each other's product. This is known as compensation point. It kind of seems like the plants become selfish and they just do what they need to do to survive. They do not liberate oxygen or carbon dioxide. But as soon as the light intensity increases, so does the rate of photosynthesis. So, in broad daylight, more and more carbon dioxide is required by the plant cells, which respiration alone cannot supply. And at the same time, oxygen produced during photosynthesis exceeds the requirement of respiring cells. And this results in the net release of oxygen coupled with the uptake of carbon dioxide. Isn't it amazing how plants change their behavior with a change in light? Truly it is.